So, welcome, beautiful souls. Now, what if the version of you who's confident, abundant, radiant, and free isn't out of reach, but they're already here? Not someday, not in the distant future, but right now. But maybe they're vibrating on a different frequency. So, today I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey through the quantum world. So, I want you to just close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to remember a time when you were lost in joy. Maybe you were gardening, painting, dancing in the breeze, or laughing with someone you love. And time dissolved. You weren't thinking, you were just being. That moment, that was you in the quantum, where time isn't linear and reality flows, kind of like a river, and it responds to your presence. Now, today we're going to explore the science and the sacredness of what it means to live as the shift, as that infinite possibility. And from our earliest days, we've been conditioned to believe in fixed timelines. We're born, we go to school, we find a career, maybe we get married or have children, and then hopefully we have some time to play during retirement. But each milestone leads inevitably to the next, kind of like dominoes lined up in a predetermined sequence. But what if that entire framework is an illusion? What if that linear line doesn't really exist? Now, Werner Heisenberg was the co-discoverer of quantum physics, and he said atoms, those little tiny things, they're not really things, they're just tendencies. So instead of thinking of things, you have to think of possibilities. Now, I want you to think about your own life for a moment. Have there been times when things have just shifted dramatically? Maybe seemingly overnight? Maybe you spoke to someone and it changed your career path. Or you read a book that transformed your worldview. Or you had a moment of clarity and who knows where it came from? The universe, someone in above, but it redirected your entire life. Even simpler things. Maybe your day has been reframed by a song coming on the radio or a random person smiling at you from afar. Those small things may have set you on a new path. And these weren't accidents. They were quantum jumps. Moments when you shifted from one timeline to another. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the observer effect because it's really interesting. You aren't watching reality, you're creating it. I don't know if you've seen the movie The Truman Show, where he figures out everything is all about him. It's created by him. Great movie to watch. But now the famous double slit experiment in quantum physics reveals something extraordinary. Particles exist in a state of infinite possibility until they're observed. The moment someone watches them, they then choose a specific state. So what's happening is your reality is being created right here, right now. Now, your beliefs, your emotions, and where you choose to focus ends up collapsing infinite possibilities into one reality. So Dr. Amit Goswami, he's a physicist, and he shared that the observer is always part of the creation. We're not passive. We're the painter, we're the brush, and we're the canvas. So time is about feelings. Do you remember a time where maybe you had a feeling of dread and it took forever? Or when you're really young and everything seemed like a really long time, or you're waiting for something at the doctor's office and the time is stretching. And then other times when maybe you're hanging out with a friend or a first love and time just goes just like that. Time, while we measure it, we've created that measurement, but it doesn't really exist. It's not fixed. It's a doorway into infinite possibilities. And it's responding right now to your emotional state. When you're in flow and you're doing something you love, that time goes like that. Other times it can stretch out. So we can change it, we can collapse it, and we can move it. And this isn't mystical thinking at all. It's quantum reality. Einstein's theory of relativity showed us that time is very relative to the observer. So it happens for us and around us. Now, there's something in quantum physics called the many worlds interpretation. And according to that, all realities exist right now. So everything we could possibly have is here. There's a different version of you right now who maybe isn't watching me speak. Maybe you're off on a vacation somewhere else, you're doing something else, but there's a version of you, kind of like those choose your own adventure books that I loved to read when I was a kid, who made different choices, who responded differently to life's challenges, and who embodies that confidence or that success that you're seeking. And this version of you already has exactly what you desire right here, right now. And what if you could access that version of you? And the only thing you have to do is tune into that frequency. I think of it a little bit like a cosmic radio. Bear with me, these people that are all digital, but think of the dial for changing the radio channel. And all you have to do is change that channel to the frequency, and you have access to that confident you, that abundant you, that deeply fulfilled you, because they're all transmitting your frequencies right now. You just need to adjust your dial to match the station that you want to receive. And I know, sounds easy, doesn't it? Just turning a dial. But how do we do that? Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, and every expectation you hold has its own timeline signature. It has a vibrational frequency that determines which things you attract and the reality that you choose to live in. So I want you to look around your life right now. Think about your relationships. Think about your financial situation, maybe your health, your purpose. All of these are reflections of your current timeline. So if any of them don't reflect what you want right now, the question isn't whether you're creating your reality. You are. The question is, are you creating it consciously or unconsciously? Who's driving the bus? Are you in the driver's seat or are you in the back? Because right now we can rewrite that programming anytime we want. So beliefs like we have to work hard, it's too late. These aren't truths. These are just stories. And I like to think of the story of an elephant. When an elephant is a baby, they tie it to a post, and the elephant tries and struggles and tries to kind of break free. And he can't because he's really, really small. But what happens is over time, they believe that they can't escape. And even as a full grown adult elephant, they're powerful enough to snap that rope instantly. But they don't try because their mind still believes it's impossible. Our limiting beliefs work exactly the same way as those ropes. All we have to do is decide to break free because we have the power to do that anytime we want. Now, let's think about some tools that we can use to start tuning into different timelines. And in a few minutes, we're going to do a meditation. We're going to go a little deeper into that as well. But right now, one tool you can use is journaling. Each night, write about your day as if it had gone the way your higher self experienced it. So I like to say higher self or quantum self. I don't like to say future self because future doesn't exist. We are right here, right now in the present. So think about what you want to have happen and talk about it as if it's in the present and rehearse that. Think from your quantum self daily because you don't know the difference. Your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So if you are writing it from what you want to have happen right now, your brain thinks it's happening. The next piece is track evidence. Become that detective. Keep a proof journal of synchronicities and throw a big party when good things happen. You find a penny on the sidewalk, We're in Canada, we don't have pennies, so dimes. See, we already gave ourselves a raise when we got rid of pennies. You pick it up, you get excited, and you have a party because the universe is giving you money. So we're throwing a party when things happen. I want you to shift your language. Replace, I can't afford this, with how can I creatively call this in? And start to appreciate everything that happens to you. Because what you appreciate brings things into you. So every time you pay a bill, yay, you receive some kind of service for that bill. Every moment of growth, every emotion, they're all part of your masterpiece. We can't have light without darkness. We can't have happiness without sadness. We wouldn't have an understanding of what happy was if we didn't know what it felt to be sad. So allow your emotions to be the compass for you and show you where you're going. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about your RAS. Sounds like a very cool name. It's your reality filter. So this is your reticular activating system. Very fancy name for a very cool thing. And it's a bundle of nerves at your brainstem, and they act like a gatekeeper for information. Every second, your brain receives around 11 million bits of information. That's a lot of information. But your conscious mind can only process about 40 to 50 bits per second. I'm going to say that again. So your brain receives about 11 million bits of information from your environment, but you only process 40 to 50 per second. So how does your brain decide what gets through? Now, your RAS will filter information based on your beliefs, your focus, your emotions, and your self-image. I like to imagine it like a pair of glasses. So whatever lens you put on, whoa, that is bright. Your lack of abundance, your fear or love, they're all just different lenses. All we're doing is putting on a new lens so we can see things differently. And if you want proof that this works, for those of you that are the scientists and need to have proof, decide you want something, such as a red car. Start to notice. You will see red cars everywhere. The cars were always there, but now your RAS sees them as relevant. And you can do this with absolutely anything. That's your brain responding to intention. And it's just aligning your awareness with what you expect to see. Again, if you want to find more experiments like this, you can check out E Squared, which is a book by Pam Grout. She has a lot of great experiments to try. So your RAS listens to your instructions, exactly what you are telling it to do. And those instructions are shaped by your focus. So if you're always telling yourself you're overwhelmed, you're not good enough, you're unlucky, that's what your RAS is going to continue to filter for you. But when you consciously choose new thoughts, new beliefs, your RAS will start to scan your environment and it looks for proof, proof that supports this new version of you. And this is how we begin creating new timelines. We change what we notice and what we believe to be possible. So here's a really simple practice that you can use to reset your RAS. I want you to set a morning intention by finishing one of these sentences. So today, I notice how deeply I'm supported. I'm going to say that again. Today, I notice how deeply I'm supported. And if I'm noticing that I'm deeply supported, what's going to happen in my environment is I'm going to start drawing to me things that support me. Maybe I wake up and someone's made me coffee. Maybe I go down the street and the traffic is gone. All of a sudden, these little things that I normally wouldn't have noticed will start appearing. Another one you can use. Today, I see clear evidence of abundance in my life. Or I feel more confident. Pause during the day and write down anything that matches your intention. And keep repeating that because your focus is your frequency, and your frequency is your timeline. Now, I want you to think of your belief system as order confirmation. Think about placing an order on Amazon. I'm sure all of you have placed an order on Amazon. But you don't place an order and then you immediately start panicking and thinking, oh my gosh, will Amazon do it? Will my order arrive? Is it going to get here? I'm not sure. And then you order from somewhere else. We don't do that. We trust the process. We know that if we order from Amazon, probably we can blink and it's already going to be at our front door. Amazon will come through for you. In the quantum world, it's the same thing. Your beliefs are the order. Your emotions are the tracking number. Say that again. Your emotions are the tracking number. So you can notice where things are happening based on how you are feeling. And your trust is the delivery confirmation. So when you trust that things are showing up for you, they absolutely are. And Neville Goddard said it best. You attract what you assume to be true. So going back to those filters, whatever filter you're putting on, that's what you assume to be true. Now, most people send mixed signals to the universe. So they don't get what they want because they place one order, change it 5 times, or they cancel it with their worries about it. So all you need to do is be clear and consistent. And that's your quantum currency. That's the currency you're using to get what you want in your reality. The clearer and more committed your belief, the faster your reality will line up with that dream reality that you're looking for. The subconscious doesn't know what's real. It believes what you feel. So here's where it gets fascinating. Your subconscious mind repeatedly follows your imagination. So if you consistently see yourself the way you want to be, confident, successful, fulfilled, and you feel that deeply in your body, and you embody it emotionally, your subconscious begins to accept that as your new reality. And there's have been a lot of scientific studies that show not only that, but your neural pathways, those pathways in your brain, literally start to rewire themselves to support this new identity. So we're going to talk a little bit about epigenetics. Now, Dr. Bruce Lipton, I'm sure you've heard of him. He's a cellular biologist, and he's the author of The Biology of Belief. And he discovered something truly amazing. Your genes don't determine your fate. Your perception does. So we always blame our parents and we say, you gave me these genes. I've inherited this. It means I have to have high blood pressure. I might get diabetes. I might get this. But it's actually not true. The environment around your cells, including the chemical messengers created by your thoughts and emotions, determine how your DNA is expressed. So even if you might have a tendency towards something, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. You're not at the mercy of your genetic code. You're in a constant conversation with your biology. And your thoughts, they are writing the script. So every belief you hold sends a biochemical signal. Your body listens and your cells respond. This is not just mindset. It's molecule shifting power. So you have the power to shift the molecules in your body. Right now, just by being around people that are uplifting, our mirror neurons are talking to each other. And our frequency is raising just by being around people that hold themselves in a different place emotionally. You are already changing everything around you. So when we're talking about shifting timelines, we're not just talking about closing our eyes and visualizing a better life. We're talking about rewriting the actual biological code that your body uses. The field of epigenetics is constantly changing and is really interesting. When you shift your biology, you shift your reality. And this happens with memories as well. Memories We think of them as objective truths. If we look back at a memory, we think, okay, we can't change that. But you actually can. You can change a memory and how you hold it in your consciousness. You can rewrite it. You can make it different. And when you shift from seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance to recognizing that you're the creator, even of all of those challenging things that may have happened to you, your entire timeline starts to rewire itself because our beliefs shape what we expect. And what we expect is what we believe. So I want you to try this practice. First thing is to identify what's one belief that keeps you stuck. I know for me, it was money is hard. I heard that from my parents, both of them growing up. And that 0 to 7 years is when you're like a giant sponge, taking everything in from the people around you. So I could start to investigate whose voice is that? And I can identify it's maybe my father's voice. But then I want to interrupt that belief and ask, is this always true? So going back to my belief, it's hard to make money. Is that always true? And as I think about always, I think I can't possibly say it's always true. Now my brain is going to start coming up with ideas of when it wasn't true. Now, what would be possible if I believed the opposite? That it was easy to make money? And just by asking myself these questions, I'm starting to change what's happening in my belief system. And now I can replace that belief with a new empowering belief, even if at first it seems like a little bit of a stretch. Now, this is very different, challenging your beliefs, than sitting in front of the mirror and just coming up with different kinds of affirmations, because sometimes our brain doesn't accept those. But when we start to challenge our beliefs, we can start to replace them. And then we can anchor them in. We can write them down and we can look at them daily. And that repetition, which is really important, and consistency. So we say 21 days because that's the average for changing something, but it's actually the science says 21 to 66 days. So it depends on that person, but that's the time you need to rewire your internal filter. So there's all kinds of different things that you can do. Quantum scripting, writing your reality into existence. Right now, we're spelling. I'm an elementary teacher as well, and I love telling the kids that their words create spells. And it's true, because words are vibrational tools that instruct the quantum field. So when you've written about your life as if it's already unfolded exactly how you want it, you are activating a new timeline. Instead of writing, I want to be successful, if you wrote, I wake up every morning feeling deeply fulfilled, knowing that my work impacts countless lives, you are already changing your neurology. So, right from the perspective of your quantum self, the secret is certainty. Stop questioning it and claim it as your reality. Now, sometimes reality feels a little slippery after a shift. Sometimes we make a change, we start to make a breakthrough, we've lost some of the weight, we've made some of the changes, and suddenly you get pulled back into your own patterns and you think, why does that happen? But what happens is your old identity is still active in the field. And your job is not to fight it, it's to outgrow it. So every time a doubt creeps in, just say to yourself, that's the old me. And I've chosen a new timeline. And you'll find yourself navigating the void. And that's the space between who you were and who you're becoming, where your old reality no longer fits, but your new one hasn't completely fully landed. Don't panic, don't chase, just choose alignment. All right, what we're going to do right now is we're going to go into a little bit of a guided meditation. So I want you to begin by just finding a comfortable position. You could sit up, you can lie down. If you have any water around you, because after it's great to have water, I will give you a minute to just get yourself settled. I see some stretching happening. I love it. Stretching is great. Shifting back, moving around. All right. Now, I want you to just be fully supported by whatever surface you choose. If it's your chair, great, you're getting really comfy with your chair. And I want you to just take a slow breath in and out, and just allow your body to sink into wherever you are. And I ask you to just roll your eyes up towards your eyebrows. That looks like just see how I'm putting my eyes just up? And that helps you go into a hypnotic state. And as I count from 1 to 10, I want you to allow your awareness to gently rise and expand. It's going to lift you beyond ordinary perception and into the realm of infinite consciousness. 1. I want you to feel a gentle tingling beginning at the base of your spine, a golden spark just awakening your inner light. 2. Feel that sensation rising like a warm liquid starlight, moving up your spine and bringing ease to every vertebra. 3. Notice your breathing deepening all on its own, becoming rhythmic and soft, breathing in and out, as if the universe is breathing through you. 4. Notice the edges of your physical form begin to dissolve, softening, expanding. 5. You feel held in something greater now. You are supported by a shimmering cocoon of light. 6. This cocoon begins to take shape. Notice 2 tetrahedrons spinning gently in opposite directions. A Merkaba, your sacred light body vehicle, is activating all around you in that sacred geometry. 7. As that Merkaba starts to spin, you feel yourself being lifted. Feel yourself lifting out of your body, feeling weightless, feeling safe, feeling protected. See yourself moving upwards. You could be floating, you could be lifting, and you're starting to become encoded with divine intelligence. 8. Stars begin to appear around you as your space shifts. Your body relaxes even more as your awareness starts to rise. 9. Cosmic frequencies hum in the background. Feel them. Experience them. Your Merkaba starts to move higher through dimensions of light and memory. And 10. You arrive in a vast cosmic sky. Your Merkaba lands at the base of a crystalline stairway. If you haven't already, allow your eyes to close. Feel the stillness. Feel that 0 point. Your inner vision begins to open. It's clearer than ever before. Breathe in starlight and exhale, releasing any heaviness that remains. Above you, a golden light begins to pour down into your crown chakra. And this divine current moves down into your third eye, into your throat, into your heart, illuminating every cell, awakening your highest blueprint. And that light flows through your body now, transforming everything into crystalline brilliance. You are pure light. The outside world is fading away. The sounds are growing distant. The only thing that exists in this moment, this space, is you. Now, in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine you are standing in a long, quiet corridor. You can feel the air soft. You can see light shimmering like starlight around you. Feel it caressing your skin, causing gentle electric tingles raising goosebumps along your arms. The floor beneath you glows with every step. You can feel it responding to your weight, illuminating your path. And along the walls on either side are mirrors. Notice the frames. Are they ornate? Are they simple? Are they tarnished with age? Or are they gleaming like new? But these aren't ordinary mirrors. When you look into them, the glass has depth. It looks almost liquid rather than solid. Each one reflects a different version of you. Some that may look like a past you recognize, maybe wearing clothes you once loved. Your hair was styled as you once wore it. Some maybe from parallel lives, perhaps in clothes you've never owned, in places you've never been, and some from possible futures, experiences you haven't yet had, but you're excited to experience. And each one holds a timeline you can choose. As you begin walking slowly down the corridor, your footsteps are echoing softly. Notice how some mirrors appear dim, cloudy, and others seem to pulse with light, like they're alive. The surface ripples like water rippling. You may walk past mirrors where they're repeating old stories, things that look familiar. You might hear familiar phrases, and you might feel old beliefs pulling at you as you pass. But ahead, you see a mirror that glows differently. The light it emits feels warm against your face like sunshine. This one calls to you. It hums a note that resonates in your body. Feel that hum pulling you forward. This is the timeline where you've made the shift, where you followed your calling, where you trusted yourself, where your gifts and your presence are magnetic. Standing in front of this mirror now, feel its warmth, feel it bathing your face, your chest, your entire body, like the sunshine lighting you up. Look into your eyes in that mirror. The you who lives inside this timeline. Notice the subtle differences. Maybe there's a difference in posture. Maybe her gaze is more direct, her smile more genuine. She recognizes you. She's been waiting. Her expression softens as your eyes meet. Take a deep breath that fills your lungs completely. Now step through the mirror. Feel the tension like thick honey as you pass through. You are now in her world. You have jumped into her timeline. Feel how it's different here. The air seems easier to breathe. Take a moment and notice. What do you notice about your body? What does ease feel like in your nervous system here? Look around you. Where are you? Notice any details, texture, quality of light, the temperature. What does the fabric feel like against your skin? Are there any objects that hold meaning? Let your senses take it all in. I'm going to stop talking for a moment now and allow you to just experience that timeline. Now notice someone approaching. It's your quantum self. As she's standing before you smiling, her eyes meet yours in the reflection. And now she comes closer to you. She wants to merge with you. If you choose, you can allow her to do that. She can step wherever she wants to be. Maybe she's merging into your heart space or your womb, your solar plexus. Feel her form passing into yours. She's not separate from you. She is you. She always has been. Feel her courage weaving through your veins, a warm current flowing from your heart to your fingertips. Feel her clarity anchoring in your spine, her joy radiating from your heart. She has made the shifts you're only beginning to imagine. Let her whisper something to you now. Hear her voice in your ear, perhaps feeling her breath, or sensing words forming, or just knowing. I'm going to pause for a moment, however you receive a message. Just allow it to come in. And if something isn't coming in for you, that's okay. Just know. Now your quantum self places something tangible in your hands. I want you to feel its weight settle against your palm. It's a symbolic object from her world to yours. Maybe it's a key. Maybe it's cool metal against your skin. Maybe it's a flower, its petals releasing, or a crystal catching the light. Take a moment now and notice the object that's being handed to you and just examine it. Notice what it is. This is your anchor. This is your shift. This is real. Roll it between your fingers. Feel its texture. With this physical anchor, your vision begins to expand. This is the cosmic intersection where your realities meet. This chamber isn't abstract. It's as real as your own heartbeat. The air here tastes different. It's sweeter. Now reach out and press your palm firmly against the membrane of the mirror. The air changes instantly. Feel your way back into the hallway, carrying all of the sensations from this reality into your body's memory. The crystal chamber welcomes you back, embracing you with its energy. Understand that you can shift between realities at will. Your body already knows how. It's as natural as changing direction while walking. Every choice you make, every emotion you cultivate, every thought you focus on shifts you into a different reality. By becoming conscious of this process, you have the power to intentionally shift. Take a deep breath and feel this understanding settling into your mind. It's time to return now, but you do so forever changed. Take one last look around. Notice how the light plays across the surfaces, reflecting fragments. Feel the love, the strength, all of the different versions of yourself within you, flowing through every cell. Know that you are bringing back wisdom and energy of every reality you've explored. Know that you can come back anytime and explore other realities. Take a deep breath that expands your ribs in all directions and say within yourself, I honor the wisdom of the person I am becoming. Take another deep breath in, feeling it reach all the way down to your toes. Exhale slowly, listening to the sound of your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes, feeling the blood rushing back in, the sensation of movement awakening your awareness. Pressing your feet firmly against the floor, feeling how solid it is. Rubbing your palms together until you feel heat building between them. Touching your face, your arms, your legs, reacquainting yourself with your physical form back in your body now. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes, carrying this expanded awareness with you into your day, knowing that you are not the same person who began this masterclass an hour ago. You have been exposed to quantum possibilities. And that exposure has already shifted your timelines. Remember, you are not trying to create a new reality. You are recalling a reality that already exists. And you are just turning that dial and aligning with that frequency. Over the next 24 hours, I want you to pay attention to synchronicities and unexpected opportunities. Notice how others respond to you. Feel new ideas showing up, inspirations. These are signs that you are jumping between timelines. Notice the ripple effect, because as you shift your timeline, you're not just changing your own life. You're contributing to the collective shift in consciousness that's happening right here, right now on our planet. And every soul who steps into their power, embodies their highest potential, makes it easier for everyone else to do the same thing. So you are not just changing your world, you are changing the world. So it's not a question of whether or not you can shift timelines. We just did. The question is, which timeline will you consciously choose? Because you're not here to just fit in, blend in. You are here to ripple, to rewrite, and to shift. And as you do, you are shifting the field around us for everyone. So here's your new invitation. I no longer wait for change. I am the change. I no longer ask for permission. I remember who I am. I walk forward, not someday, but right now, as the embodied frequency of my highest timeline. You are the shift. You are the creator, and you are the architect of your own destiny.